It's important to think about the Great Migration as not just the movement of people across space, but the movement of ideas and of cultures.
The Great Migration was one of the largest movements of people in American history. When the migration began, 90% of all African Americans were living in the South, but by the time it was over in 1970, 47% of all African Americans were living in the North and West. It not only had a demographic impact, but a social and political impact as well. African Americans were able to participate in democracy and forced the North to pay attention to the injustices in the South. The driving force behind the mass movement was to escape racial violence, pursue economic and educational opportunities, and to obtain freedom from the oppression of Jim Crow. Although there was great competition for jobs and living space, which culminated as the Red Summer of 1919, the migration gave us beautiful movements like the Harlem Renaissance that birthed new artists like Louis Armstrong, Bessie Smith, and Langston Hughes. A scholar once said, "Oftentimes, just to go away is the most aggressive thing that another person can do." The migrants couldn't have known what was in store for them at their new destinations, but by simply leaving, they would change the course of their lives and the lives of their children. Because her family moved from Virginia to New York, Ella Fitzgerald could become a renowned jazz singer. If her family didn't move from Alabama to Chicago, we may not have the first black woman in space, Mae Jemison. And because Richard Williams moved from Louisiana to Compton, California, we got two powerhouses, Venus and Serena. The migration didn't just have an effect on celebrities, but the lives of everyday people. Even some families from our church originally come from Mississippi, Arkansas, and Texas. It is impossible to talk about our history in America without talking about the Great Migration. It ended in 1970, but the influence is still present. Our people left everything behind and began a search for freedom and opportunity. In result, we have gone from the shadows to the leading roles in life. This has been the legacy of the Great Migration.